Live from Valuetainment, it's the Mouthpiece with Brady Matthews. Yes, sirree, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. How are we feeling, boys? How are we feeling?
Excellent. Happy to be here.
Dude, glad you're here. Lots to talk about. Lots happened over the weekend. My boy Justin Fields, he's on his way. He's packing his bags, and he's off to Steelerland, which is fine. That's okay. I'm okay with it. We're going to talk about it. Caleb Williams, have at it, buddy. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the shit show. That's how we start. That's how I start. But I'm excited about it. I actually am excited about Caleb Williams. Also, the NBA is heating up as well. We'll tell you who we like for MVP so far, as well as baseball is starting to heat up, and I'm excited about that. We're going to tell you who our favorites are out the gate, as well as our sleeper teams that we'll discuss with Manno and Ray, and much, much more. But with that said, let me introduce my panel, my all-star team, if you will. Next to me, he is our all-pro. He's the one, the only, Chris Manno.
Hello. Good to see you.
Good to see you. How was your weekend, Chris?
It's crazy. Helped Mom move, man. I was in New York for about 36 hours, hard labor, and back last night.
Sure. Well, you look great.
I appreciate that.
You look
man.
rested.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay. Yeah. Next to him, he's got the best chest hair this side of the 95. He looks like a Taurus today, but that's okay.
Yep.
Guys, give it for Ray Sherwood, everyone. Ray Sherwood.
Just visiting for the weekend. So
You look great, Ray.
Thank you.
You went to the bare knuckle boxing, you said? You went to the bare knuckle boxing over the weekend?
Yeah.
And you said it was garbage.
It was, yeah.
Okay,
No,
good.
I didn't really like it, but I was gonna get back to you. You don't look like you're well rested, huh?
I'm definitely well rested.
All right, good.
I feel great. I feel fantastic.
Just making sure.
I feel really good. I don't know what you're insinuating, but that's
I don't
fine,
know what
Ray.
you're saying.
When we talk about
Throwing some
confidence,
heat.
we keep here, okay? Our guy behind the computer, he's Cleveland's darling. He has the best Notre Dame jersey I've ever seen. Guys, give it for Malik Hudson, everybody. Malik Hudson.
Let's go.
How are you,
jersey
Malik?
is hard, Malik.
I feel great.
Yeah, how was your weekend?
It was cool. I had one day weekend, but I made the most out of it.
I saw
Went
that
to
you were
the
here
beach
with
yesterday.
Hey, cool
You were-
Sunday, though, dude.
You guys were talking with my boy
Yeah.
Andrew Schultz, right?
Oh yeah, we did the
Amazing.
PBD podcast for Andrew Schultz yesterday. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, it's
really
hilarious.
It was pretty good?
Yeah.
Love it. Boy, give a shout out to Andrew Schultz. He was here over the weekend doing stand-up, and the guy's awesome. He's killing
Did you
it.
see him?
He's killing it.
I'm not here.
With that said, lots to talk about. Lots of sports to get to. The NFL kicked off and didn't disappoint, and I thought it was interesting because my team, the Chicago Bears, and I didn't mean to say shit show right out the gate. That's my bad, and I apologize. Because I do love the Bears. I bleed orange and blue.
It's
I
how
really
you
do.
feel, Brady.
It's how
you feel.
But I'm actually excited because I'm repping the Bears today. I'm repping all Chicago. We got rid of Justin Fields. Justin Fields gets traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers for a 6th-round pick. Now, Manno, coming out the gate, there's a lot to talk about, a lot to digest on this pick. What's your initial thoughts right out the gate?
My initial thoughts is that Omar Khan, the GM of the Steelers, put on a clinic.
Yeah, he did.
Because the Steelers made out like champs. He
sure
turned a quarterback room of
Kenny Pickett,
Mitchell Trubisky, and Mason Rudolph into Russell Wilson and Justin Fields for a day 3 pick and $1.2 million. So good on him. That was a steal. I think it's altogether just a steal for Pittsburgh. I think Justin Fields gets to sit behind a solid veteran now
Right.
and learn.
Yep.
I think
Mike Tomlin is going to show him
Mike
the
Tomlin's,
ropes.
yeah, of course. Having Mike Tomlin there is awesome. He's going to be behind him. That's a steady foundation. And I think same thing we talked about last show, right? They play similar. So should he have to go in or should he get some mop-up minutes or whatever it ends up being, he's going to kind of fall into a system that he's going to be comfortable with. And look, Pittsburgh might have their quarterback of the future. I guess at the end of the day, if Russell has a monster year, then you got a good problem. You have, do I re-sign Russell, who's on a 1-year deal, or do I go with Justin Fields? And if he doesn't play well, I could always fall back on Justin Fields. So the Steelers set themselves up for success.
You know what I think is interesting, too, that I thought about is Russell Wilson. You could put both those guys in the backfield and really mess some people up.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's one dynamic I was talking about is Justin Fields not only – he's a great deep ball passer, but he's more of a threat with his legs.
At this point, he is.
He is.
Yeah.
And I think what he's going to see from Russell Wilson is how to control that and how to balance that out. Because the only thing that's scary about Justin Fields, and that's the reason why we got rid of him, is he didn't show up in the big games. Like, for instance –
Can I ask you quick, when did he play in a big game? Honestly.
the Packers, bro.
Okay.
The Packers.
Oh, you mean just like a rivalry game?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the biggest game. I mean, obviously he hasn't played in the playoffs or
Right.
anything like that, but I'm saying, like, that's the games you have to show up.
So where I think he's going to benefit the most from being with Russell is this. I always say the quarterbacks that can run but look to throw first tend to stick in this league, right? Russell's one of those guys. You look at the guy, honestly, we talk about RG3, who we'll probably bring up later in the show, but RG3 was a guy who looked to run before he looked to pass. I feel like Justin Fields is there now. If Russell Wilson, and if he can like follow in his footsteps, watch him from the sideline, and see how he runs when he has to run, escapes when he has to escape, but always does it with his eyes downfield and looks to throw first, that's something Fields doesn't have now. It's something that'll prolong his career, I think, in the long run.
Yeah. Ray, do you like this move? Do you like what the Bears did, or do you think they got fleeced?
You know, it's funny. I think I called it, was a couple episodes ago, where I said every Bears quarterback is now going to the Steelers. You have Mitch Trubisky.
That's right.
You have Justin Fields now.
That's
and
a
now
good
you
point,
have Caleb
Ray.
Williams. Now I'm scared Caleb Williams is not
Yeah.
going to perform
4
and go
years
to the
he's-
goddamn Steelers. So I don't know what's happening, Brady.
That's a good point.
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, for right now, I feel like it's a chance. It's
Yeah.
a chance, and why not take it?
Sure. Malik, do you like this move, or do you think the Bears got hosed?
Oh, I got multiple parts to this. So, like, as
Please.
a Browns fan, I don't like it because, like, Justin Fields is big. Like, he could be the next Big Ben, but 20 times more athletic.
Do you
So
think
that's
there's still
kinda
more
scary.
upside to Justin Fields?
Yeah, like, with under Mike Tomlin's tutelage, he could definitely be somewhat of
An
a Big
actual coach,
Ben-ish-
you mean?
Yeah, quarterback. And then also, like, the AFC North is a very, very tough division. To me, it's the toughest division in the NFL.
I think you're right.
So, like, for him to go from there, he has a lot to kind of go through with that. And I think them having Russell Wilson to start off with is like it's good for now. They have now and they have the future. They acquired that in the same offseason. I think it's a good move by the Steelers.
I just think I think the Steelers now are a dual threat. But I don't know why the Bears keep giving the Steelers all these opportunities. You know what scares me even more is the Bears took a chance on Chase Claypool too. The Steelers are just having a field day with the Bears. I mean, what is it about the Steelers that is so appealing to the Chicago Bears? I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if there's a connection in the front office where they
There has
know
to
each
be.
other and they trust each other. I mean, they haven't worked out in the past. Generally,
Nothing's worked out.
If moves work out, you continue to go back to the well. But, you know, it is what it is. You know what I was interested by?
Sure.
The fact that all they got was that for Justin Fields.
That's what I said.
Imagine what they thought around the league of him, where I guess, you know, he had a pretty good year for a young quarterback, you know, and to think that that's all they were able to get for him is crazy to me.
Well, I guess he had 4 other teams that he wanted to go to.
Well, and
that were interested, but the Steelers was the one that he wanted to go to the most.
so what I
guess.
think happened was he had 4 other teams that were interested in him that he asked to not go to, and he asked to go to the Steelers when they came up. And I think that was a cool job by Ryan Poles. He did right by him after botching the entire thing. And he wound up giving him at least where he wants to go. And I think that's a good destination for him. And like we said, everything fits. Russell fits, Tomlin fits, and sitting for a year. I'm a big proponent of that with quarterbacks. Look at the guys who've done it and the success they have, from Rodgers to Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
These guys who get to sit and learn. I say, as a Jets guy, I wish they did it with Zach Wilson. But, you know.
Well, but my question to you, Manno, is then what do you do with Kenny Pickett? Where does that guy go? Because he's Pittsburgh's darling, basically. I mean, where does that guy go? Because now he's
Well, Kenny Pickett got moved.
I mean, I know. I'm saying, but like, I know. Okay, so.
So what do I think happens with him?
Yeah, what do you think happens to
Like,
that guy?
he's still young. You see so many injuries in this league. Guys will always get chances.
Right.
Like, especially if you're 23. He came out. He's a first-round pick for a reason. He put film down at Pitt. He's done some nice things. But a lot of these things are circumstantial and situational. These quarterbacks often don't come into situations that are built for success. When you get picked early, you go to a crappy team usually. So it's hard. You take your lumps, and now it's going to be about how does he learn from what happened in his first destination, and is he prepared? That's everything, man. You got to be prepared when your time comes. Someone's going to get hurt. He's going to get a shot somewhere, and if he jumps in there and he performs, he'll play.
I was going to say, too, and last season was, the year of the backup quarterback, too.
For sure.
Everyone got a shot.
I
That's a
know
great
everyone
point.
gets hurt. Also, it's such a long season. I can't imagine playing that many games.
And now they're discussing adding an 18th game.
That's
So
just
shout
the-
to Roger Goodell and player safety.
it's
Pickett's on
ridiculous.
the Eagles now.
It's
You guys know
ridiculous.
that? Pickett's on the Eagles now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I was saying because these guys, they get in the league so they're in there so early, and I can't imagine the amount of pressure it takes to perform at a high level because they're used to being, the kings of college, and now you go to the NFL and it's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, what happens is you see the teams that win, and they usually win while their quarterback is on that rookie deal because they're able to allot money to different spots. So you want to get these guys in early, see what you have, and go from there. You got to know what's going to go happen in your future. A lot of times what happens is you don't have a guy who comes in, looks absolutely overmatched and incompetent, and he just figures it out suddenly. So a lot of these teams are feeling like we know what we have early. Let's get him in there. Let's see, and then we can keep it moving, or we can really lock in on him.
Yeah.
So they want to get these guys into the lineup early while they have them on team-friendly contracts.
Yeah, I do like what the Bears did, but the only thing that scares me is it's the Chicago Bears, and we've never had a quarterback that's thrown over 4,000 yards in a season or had a 30-touchdown season as well. That's the only thing that scares me. So Caleb Williams comes in. It's the Caleb Williams show. So we think.
I mean, it could either be a C.J. Stroud or it could be a Bryce Young, you know?
Correct.
So,
I mean, we haven't even seen what Bryce Young can do yet. He's only in his second season, right? But, I mean,
And again, we talk about coming into good situations. I'm going to tell you one thing. Now, RG3, he got a video going viral right now where he's saying that
Right.
I think he should go Eli Manning on him and not play because of the way they botched the Justin Fields thing. Now, here's my take on it is, and, bro, I'm going to give you some hope right now. I know how down you are on your boys.
Yep.
I don't think a quarterback has ever come into a situation as promising as a number 1 overall pick as Caleb Williams is going to come into. Now, he has 2 top-flight wide receivers. Now, when I say you guys don't get a chance to see him because he's played in a bad Carolina system and he's played in a bad Bears system so far, and that's DJ Moore. DJ Moore is an animal. He's got potential to be a 1,400-yard-a-year guy, and then they just grabbed Keenan Allen.
I was just about to say
so they're
that.
going to have two number one.
But you know
That's
what's even
crazy.
crazier
Yeah.
is no one's even talking that we got Keenan Allen.
So look, Keenan Allen and DJ Moore, you got a top 10 tight end in Cole Kmet,
Right.
and you got a good defense.
Right.
So usually like we just said, guys are coming into tailor-made to fail situations. He's going to come into a good situation. So if he's going to sink, it's going to be on him. This is the place to see. They seem like they're making a move in the right direction. The Bears.
The only thing that scares me is that I think what this does too also is it saves Ryan Poles a couple more years because if this
they do
doesn't
that.
work out.
Right. Well, they do
But
that a
also
lot. They
this
reset the clock.
Yeah, but this is his guy.
Right.
So this is his guy.
Right,
These
right,
are
right.
all his guys.
Right.
So you've gotten rid of a lot of dudes, right?
Right.
You got rid of Mooney. You got rid of Montgomery. Now we got rid of Fields. Like it's a fresh start.
Yeah,
Right.
what do you think about their backfield situation, too, with Swift now?
I like Swift. I mean,
like him?
yeah, I like him. I liked him for the Eagles too. I think we need to get one more back. You got to get one more guy in there.
think so.
Who is the backup for the Bears? This kid's a stud, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But the Bears have a pretty decent
They got
running
Khalil
back crew.
Herbert.
But what I would like to see the Bears do at the ninth pick is I'd like to go see them go get Brock Bowers.
I think everybody wants to see their team go get Brock Bowers.
The thing is I think there's so many good players before him, and nothing against Brock Bowers, but I think I see him dropping to 9 because I don't know. Just for some reason, I think the Bears that would just be a great move for the Bears.
Yeah, I think that's where he's going to fall somewhere in that area. Not a homer in me. We just talked about it before. The
Yeah.
homer in me wants to see the Jets grab him. The Jets, I thought, was going to take an offensive tackle with that 10 pick, but then they signed Tyron Smith this weekend, which is, if he stays healthy, he's a top flight tackle, and that gives the Jets the ability to grab them a weapon. And now they have decent. They're going to go get a wide receiver. They have Mike Williams from Chicago, from the Chargers coming out to visit today.
Right.
Should they grab somebody like that, that gives them the freedom to get a good tight end, which they haven't had in forever. Aaron Rodgers doesn't work between the numbers a lot, but having a weapon like that might allow him to do that. So, yeah, I see Brock going in that area. Look, you have Cole Kmet, though. Do you want to go ahead and spend more tight end resources?
100%.
You do.
100%. I like Cole Kmet, but he hasn't. Again, here's another guy that we got that should have. The guy should be. The guy, I feel, in my personal opinion, from watching Bears games, should be better than he is right now. I look at George Kittle. I look at Travis Kelce. I look at those guys. Cole Kmet's just as athletic as those guys. Why is he not putting up the numbers? Hold on.
Yeah.
One, he hasn't had an offensive line, and also he hasn't had a quarterback to technically throw to him. Justin Fields misses guys wide open, parting the Red Sea, and Justin Fields can't even hit the dude.
Well, you're answering your own question then, right?
No, technically yes and no, because here's the thing. Cole Kmet should be a lot better than I think he is right now. So would I like to see them get more weapons at tight end? 100%. It can't hurt to have 2 tight ends that are great.
How about at the offensive coordinator position too? It's important to be able to free up Cole Kmet too. You got to call the right plays. Having Fields back there who they didn't deem a passer made it hard. You don't even call plays predicated to get the tight end the football if you think, and he should be a security blanket for a young quarterback. They just didn't look to get him involved as much as, a Kelce or a Kittle.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, nice, Malik.
Yeah, Cole Kmet's nasty.
No, he's nasty, but I'm just saying it can't hurt to have two stud tight ends.
I agree, but again, a lot of it is money, man. You got to, how much, what these general managers and these front office guys look to do is, how much money do I want to have invested in each position group?
Right.
To have buku money tied up in 2 big-time tight ends, you're going to have to pay both of these receivers. DJ Moore is going to get a deal. You're going to have to pay Caleb Williams in a couple of years, right? Big money.
Yeah.
So
no, I get.
You
I
hope
get,
at least.
I get that. And I hope Caleb Williams pans out. I think it will. What do you think, Ray? You think it'll pan out?
I hope so. You know, I think we're all in
You don't want to see me cry
we're all in
anymore
a
on
discussion
Sundays?
of probably wishing for the best, but also expecting the worst.
I don't know. I just
Are
see.
you on the Caleb wagon now? I felt like 2 weeks ago or so you were kind of off him.
I am. I'm still not really
You're
sold
unsure,
on him.
right?
I'm not really sold on him. But here's the thing. I watched his highlights last night, and the guy's dynamic for sure. I mean, he has Pat Mahomes-esque capabilities, and also his arm. He's got a rocket for an arm,
He's a
dude.
good player, man.
I mean, I saw him throw across his body and hit guys. Before they went out of bounds. I don't know. Is he Pat Mahomes-esque, or do you think he's better than Pat Mahomes? Do you think he has?
Oh, I think that's absurd
Malik.
to
What do you
say.
think? Do you think he has capabilities of being
he
better
just
than Pat
dropped that
Mahomes?
ball.
I don't think. I feel like Pat Mahomes is like a once in a lifetime type of player.
But even Pat Mahomes wasn't that great coming out of college.
Yeah, but he still had that ability and that talent. Like he came from Texas Tech. He was throwing 500 yards a game, 400 yards
yeah.
a game.
It's a
like
great
it was
point,
nothing.
Malik.
But then you get to like one thing I don't see with Caleb Williams is the fact that he played in the Pac-12, and I don't think how many Pac-12 championships does he have?
Zero.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
a big deal. Right.
So like I think he's good. He definitely has the talent is there. But for me to sit here and like ride him as like the next Pat Mahomes, it's too early to say, and I don't want to give him that credit just yet.
And even physically, as good as Pat Mahomes is, he's fallen. Again, we talk about the situation these guys fall into. He's fallen in with Andy Reid, right?
Yeah.
Which is huge.
Yeah, it's huge.
Fall into a good system. He got to learn behind Alex Smith, who was a very, very solid veteran quarterback. Got to sit back for a year. So a lot of that, and he came up, and this is very underrated. He came up in NFL in pro sports locker rooms. So he's been bred to do this since he's a little kid. I'm not really sure about Caleb Williams' background like that, so I could be mistaken. But Patrick Mahomes mentally is there. That's going to be a big thing. We've seen a lot of guys with uber talent.
That's the thing
who
that
don't
I think.
pan out.
I think that's what scares me the most about Caleb Williams is he mature enough right now? Because I didn't know C.J. Stroud was that guy. Because when I saw C.J. Stroud at Ohio State, I was like, he threw. I mean, don't get me wrong, he was a phenomenal college football player, but dead honest, didn't think he was going to pan out that much in the NFL. Just didn't give me those vibes like he did. But look at him now; he's a
Did you get a
stud.
chance to hear any of his pre-draft
I did,
interviews
yeah.
and stuff? And you didn't think he liked Shine, huh? I thought he was awesome in his pre-draft because they asked him about he had a really poor score on the aptitude test.
Right, which is
And he
such
said,
garbage.
I don't take tests. I play football.
What did you get on your aptitude test?
I didn't take it.
Really?
Yeah, no, pro days we don't take it. We don't take it. We practiced for it.
Right.
Like I went to IMG and prepped for the pro day, and we practiced for it, but I didn't do it.
Yeah.
It was out of 50, so I think I got like mid-30s or high 30s.
One other thing about the Justin Fields thing I thought was interesting. The Commanders, the Patriots, the Vikings, the Giants, the Titans, the Broncos, and the Raiders all needed a quarterback, and they didn't go for Justin Fields. And Justin Fields got traded for a 6th-round pick.
Look,
I mean, what does that mean, Manno?
Well, a lot. Justin Fields?
Yeah.
I mean, look, it's a passing league, man. And if you're not a competent passer, look at the best teams in the league every year. I mean,
Is it due to bad coaching? Is it due to Matt Nagy and Luke Getsy being kind of duds?
First, no, he's also a young kid, man. Some of these guys take a little while, and
Yeah.
I mean, to not have coaching is a vital in the NFL. I mean, I say it all the time, and I'm going to get crushed for it. Is Zach Wilson? I think he has every physical tool you need.
Guys like him.
He was confident coming in. Garrett Wilson speaks highly of him. Tyler Conklin, a veteran, speaks highly of him. He's never been coached. He has an incompetent defensive coordinator for a head coach who's never coached him on the offense. So he's now, I bet if he goes over to San Francisco like he's rumored to, he's going to get good coaching, and you'll see something different from him. But it's vital to have good coaching as you kind of move your way through the ranks.
Yeah. Moving on from the whole Justin Fields thing and Caleb Williams, I wish him the best. I'm always going to be a diehard Bears fan. I guess we'll see what happens. With that said, Odell Beckham is on the move. I thought this was hilarious. He wants a lot of money. Did you see how much money he wants for his new contract?
Well, I know what he wanted last year, coming off of 2 years of not playing football, and he got it, which is absurd.
Someone's going to pick him up, right?
Someone's going to pick him up, but I think the days of him getting treated like a all-pro receiver have to be over. I think his game was never predicated upon. We talk about Keenan Allen, right? We talk about Amari Cooper, like these guys who continuously put up numbers, and it's not based upon athleticism. It's based upon route running and playing the wide receiver position. I think a lot of what made Odell great was his incredible athletic ability, his explosion, his ability to separate, make the spectacular catch. And 2 ACLs later and a lot of injuries, I don't know if that's there still. So I don't know if you pay a guy elite receiver money, which he got the Ravens to do last year. I was stunned by the contract he got last year.
Yeah.
And he did not answer for. I think he caught 30-something footballs, which, you can't get paid 15 or 18 a year and catch 30-something
But
footballs.
I feel like he's a spectacle at this point too.
He's kind of like he's like an influencer.
Yeah,
basically.
look at it like a business. He's dating Kim, or he was messing
No, he
around
is
with
dating Kim Kardashian.
He still is. So I mean, people are tuning in to go, oh, that's Odell Beckham Jr. They're not really going in to be like, wow, I can't wait for him to make a play. They just want to see a nice little dance. He's more of a spectacle now.
You don't want to fall into that category as a player.
Oh no,
You don't.
well, of course, I don't think anyone does.
No.
But also, I believe that at this point, it's kind of evident, and his stock's drastically going down, as you could see the salary going to, what he's asking for, and it's going to dwindle. And I'm going to see him where he's going to be non-existent in the next couple years.
And it doesn't help his case at all that it's such a loaded wide receiver draft. A lot of teams will grab a guy in the draft rather than take a 2-time torn ACL. What's he about 32, 33 now?
Yeah, he's looking for 15 million. He's looking for 15 million per year, less than 20 million per year. He was previously asking for. Still a hefty sum for sure.
Yep.
But also this draft is very offensive heavy. I don't think it's a very good draft for defense per se, just from what I've been looking at. Would you agree with that or no?
Well, definitely top heavy. Like the top of the draft, I think, is going to be dictated by quarterbacks, probably the first 4 picks from what I'm hearing.
Right.
I think tackles are going to go early. There's 3 or 4 supposedly franchise-level tackles that are supposed to be off the board in the first dozen picks. Obviously, we talked about receivers. We think Marvin Harrison's going early. We think Neighbors is going early. We think Adunze's going early.
Yep.
There's a couple of guys who shined at the Combine who can push their way into that top of the first half of the draft. So, yeah, definitely agree with you there when you say offensive loaded. But I think probably top-heavy offense, yeah.
On the move as well was Sam Howell. He went to the Seahawks, so traded from the Washington Redskins. That happened last night. I think it's a good move. I don't think that's their quarterback for the future. Do you?
I think it's probably too early to tell. Like I said, all of these guys, these young guys have been put in bad situations. You got to see the situation. Only one coach needs to see something in you and give you a shot. Kurt Warner was nobody's quarterback. Nobody thought
he was
Kurt
back in
Warner would be
groceries
right.
back in the day.
And one guy saw something in him, said he fits my system well, and he turned into a Hall of Famer.
Vermeil.
So
I just don't like that they got rid of Drew Lock. I don't know. He performed in, what was it? Was it against the Chiefs?
He looked good.
yeah, Drew Lock's serviceable.
Yeah,
It's a good pickup for the
he won the
Giants.
game.
He's your backup.
Yeah.
He's your backup.
He's awesome.
Sure.
Yeah, but he's
in college.
Yeah, but just as a human being, he's great.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy.
He's one of the nicest quarterbacks. That's what we're going for. Is just a nice guy.
Come on, he gets along with everybody.
That's garbage. Eric Armstead got traded from the Niners to Jacksonville. Do we like this move, Manno, or what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's whatever. It's another. Eric Armstead's a nice player. I think
he's a nice guy.
I don't know how he is as a guy.
He's got to be nice.
I think he turned down more money like a while back I think he thought he was going to get a little more, and then he wound up going over to Jacksonville for like the same rate he could have stayed in San Francisco at, which is kind of weird.
Right.
Because San Francisco probably gives him a better chance to win, but there's probably other stuff there that we don't know about.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the
Good player,
draft. I can't wait. The NCAA tournament's coming up soon as well. This is not on the lineup at all, but do you get excited for NCAA tournament time? Do you like March Madness? Where are we at with that, boys?
Can we do a bracket?
Yeah, we're
Like, we have to do a
100% doing a bracket. Malik, do you do brackets?
I don't. I couldn't because of previous years, the whole NCAA and
Oh, that's right.
sports
You
gambling
had
and all
some
of that.
weird clause going
but,
on or something.
I am pretty stoked. My alma mater, Akron Zips, they won the MAC Mid-American Conference Championship, and they're going dancing. So
there we go.
Yeah, that was cool. I saw Eddie House's son. That's how old I am, dude. Eddie House. I used to love that guy. Played for Arizona State. Eddie House's son playing for the Lobos. I don't know if you have that video of him. He also sounds like Kermit the Frog and Pat Mahomes put into one. He's like, hey, where are you? But yeah, I'm excited for the tournament. I can't wait to do a bracket. Women's tournament is coming up March 19th. Actually, it starts on Tuesday, and then the men's tournament starts on the 23rd. So I'm looking forward to that. With that said, basketball, NBA, lots of stuff is steaming up with basketball. NBA is getting hot. A lot of good stuff. Manno, you had something with the Golden State Warriors. What do you got there?
I just think that it's going to be interesting to see how they do going forward. Look, they're tried and true. They've been winning forever. Steph's still the engine of that team.
Clay's looking old.
No, see, that's where I
disagree.
Klay Thompson has been moved to the bench, and he's been substantially better.
Malik,
They've been better, and
you pull the video up?
he's averaging 19.2 a game since he got moved to the bench. So in the beginning, it didn't look like he was really invested into the role, but he had 35 his 4th game off the bench, and ever since then, seems like he's bought in. He's playing the end of every game now, which is huge for a guy like him. But I think he's starting to realize his role is what it is now. We're seeing the rise of guys like Jonathan Kuminga, who Clay actually said is the most athletic guy in the NBA right now and the future of the franchise.
I don't know about that. There's a guy named Anthony Edwards. I disagree.
Malik, I put a clip in the doc. If you could pull that up real quick. That's Klay Thompson talking glowingly about Kuminga, who's averaging 21, 6, and 3 over his last 30 games. And if he continues to ascend, helping Steph Curry, who's still at 27 a game, and his game's going to last forever, Steph Curry, I'm convinced. He's one of those guys whose game plays really well as he gets older because he's just consistent, steady movement and shooting. And guys can shoot until they're 100.
No, of course.
So I think,
especially Steph Curry. The guy can shoot from the rafters.
I think they're not dead until Steph Curry is done playing basketball.
Here's my prediction. I'm going to put my prediction hat on.
Okay.
Steph Curry goes to the Lakers within a couple years.
Why?
Guaranteed.
Why? Oh, God.
Guaranteed.
Charles Barkley type guarantee? Like
I'm
1 out of 20
I'm saying it
comes
right
true?
here. Guaranteed, dude.
Why? Based
Steph
upon
Curry
what?
goes to the Lakers because it's Lakers is where you go. It's like the Yankees, dude. Everyone gets a piece. Every great player gets a piece.
But
For sure.
Curry, I think Steph Curry is one of those guys who takes pride as being, I'm the first. He's the warrior.
No, there's no pride. There's no pride.
Guy's got $500 million in the bank. He's got multiple.
Why wouldn't you go to the Lakers? Why wouldn't you go to the Lakers?
Why would you move from where you're a god? The guy's a god.
Sure, you could be. Dude, what are you talking about? Lakers is the biggest market on the planet.
Does he need a big market?
He'd be a monster there, dude. He'd be a monster. No one gives an F about
he'll
Golden
be
State.
Nope,
feel
they
like
do
it
now.
tarnishes his
Nobody
legacy
gives an
if
F
he
about
leaves.
Golden
No one
State.
gives an F about Golden State. I would much rather go play for the Lakers than play for Golden State, wouldn't you?
I mean, yeah, but for legacy, I feel like Steph Curry
he's gonna wear the same jersey the whole
Listen
time.
to me. Listen to me right now. No one gives an F about legacy anymore. Look at LeBron James. The guy took a dump on legacy. Took a dump everywhere on legacy.
the GOAT,
He went to a
but-
bunch of different teams and didn't get an F.
Now, this guy turned a perennial loser for 40 years into a dynasty. He's the centerpiece of it, and he's beloved by everybody there. He's nothing left to prove. He doesn't need another nickel for the
So
rest
why
of
wouldn't
his
you go to
life.
the Lakers?
Why wouldn't I?
Why wouldn't you?
Why would I?
Why wouldn't you?
That's like Derek Jeter saying, there's a franchise in Boston or a
But
franchise
where did Derek Jeter play?
the Yankees.
There you go. Why would you move the Yankees? People want to
The
go
Warriors
to the
have
Yankees.
had the same 10-year stint as Jeter had as
It's
a Yankee.
the Warriors, though. It's the Lakers. Which one has
The
more?
Laker-
Which
the-
has more value?
You get $100 million more in
Which one's
salary.
more? Look
What
at.
do
I'm
you
gonna
think?
here. Let's pull it up right now. Which
that's-
one's more valuable, the Golden State Warriors or the Los Angeles Lakers?
Los
Let's
Angeles
see.
Lakers been good
Who's
for 50 years.
more valuable?
Hey, Malik, this is going to need to be a short clip. And Brady, I'm sorry, you got
I'm invested
This
in
is
this now.
crazy,
Who's more
bro.
valuable, the Lakers? Yep, we're stopping the whole
I
show.
know
for
who's
this.
more valuable. That's an absurd thing to say. One's been good for 50
So
years,
why
and
wouldn't
one's
you
been
go to
good
the
for
Golden State
12.
Warriors and crush it and just be an even bigger god? Let's see
Why
here.
didn't Kobe move at the end to the Celtics?
All right, you know what?
He's won championships.
You know what's funny?
Is that they're probably close in value.
It's funny. The Golden State Warriors are actually the Golden State Warriors are 7.7 billion in value, and the Lakers are 5.9 billion. Still, though, what I'm saying is,
and they're
what I'm saying
7.7
is-
on the back of
What I'm
Steph
saying
Curry.
is, though, the Lakers are just sexier. It's just sexier than the Golden State Warriors. And am I wrong? Sure. But do I think it's a sexier pick? 100%. I'd way rather finish my career in the Lakers being a god in Los Angeles than being a god in the dump that is Golden
Steph
State.
Curry's a god in America. bro.
Lakers are cooked,
He doesn't
man.
go any.
You
Steph
think the
Curry,
Lakers are cooked?
Yes.
Yeah,
You don't
just-
think it
it's
has
just
that
the
much
brand
weight
now.
anymore to be a Laker?
It's just the brand now. Like, only thing keeping the Lakers afloat is LeBron James. If LeBron's gone, the Lakers turns into another one of those teams where you play a dynasty for like you go to 20,
Where
30,
you're
and
back
it's
to
like
the
all
Nick
these
Van
no-name
Exel era?
guys on the team.
You're
They
back to the Nick Van
they
Exel era?
battle to get
Yeah.
one of the last playoff spots every year the last couple years. They're not some juggernaut.
I mean, they were
Yeah,
back
no,
in the day.
they lost a lot of their luster, man.
Why are you a Laker hater, dude?
I'm just call it like I
It's
see
LeBron
it.
James.
No,
That's what it is.
All right. Jalen Brunson had a great game yesterday. Manno, what do you got for that?
Jalen Brunson has a lot of great games.
He does.
He has 40 in back-to-back games.
Yeah, he's a stud.
He's averaging 27.5 for the year, 6.4 points per game, and I think he's criminally underrated.
Which, yeah, totally. I think he's probably one of the best point guards in the league, for sure.
I think so too. I think
Yeah.
he's on the trajectory to go
Is-
All NBA for this year.
Is he on this? Is he in the same conversation as Kyrie Irving?
Right now?
Yeah.
I think any team would take Jalen Brunson over Kyrie Irving right now.
For real?
Age-wise?
Really?
Yeah, of course. If you watch Jalen Brunson night in and night out, and he's 25 or 26 years old, he's not on the wrong side of 30 with a bunch of injuries. Jalen Brunson had the Knicks 14-2 in January, the best month in the history of the franchise, and then everybody got hurt. They were trending towards a number 2 seed. Then Julius Randle goes down, OG Anunoby goes down, Mitchell Robinson goes down, Dante DiVincenzo gets banged up, and then they kind of fell back to earth. They're still 40-27. They're in the 4 seed now, and 3.5 behind the number 2 seed Bucks. So it's there when these guys come back. They're starting to surge again. They're playing well, and I think they got a shot to continue. And he's the motor that makes everything go out there.
How far do they go in the playoffs?
I think right now, probably, East, if everybody's healthy and playing well, if Julius Randle comes back and looks like Julius Randle, I think Eastern Conference Finals is a possibility.
What's the one piece that they're missing? Because there's a piece that's missing. Or is it just that Julius Randle's hurt and he needs to come back?
No, I think they're missing that one superstar who could take a game over
Steph
at the
Curry?
end of the game. No, I mean maybe. I don't know, but a guy who can go off at the end of a game and get 15 for you in the fourth and win a game. I think something like
Steph
that.
Curry in the Garden would be incredible. That would be incredible too.
That would be pretty.
That's like one of the big things. Yeah, this was a play from the other night. Now watch what he does. He's so heady too as a point guard. He gets this guy to turn his head, calling for a fake screen, and roasts him and buries it. There, this guy. Watch his face. Watch his face. Sorry. Yeah, pay attention, bro. It's like he's such a crafty, clever. This guy's getting 27.5 a game, and he's not a phenomenal athlete. He's 6'1". He's been underrated at every level.
That guy
he
just got cut
wins
from the
and
team.
plays well.
Yeah, that's his last
Homeboy
time
just
being
got
on the
cut.
court.
Yeah, he does what you want your point guard to do. He controls the pace of the game. He can score when you need him to score.
Yeah.
He basically did the move where it's like, hey, look over there. And then the guy's like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. I would fall for that for sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of great players, Kyrie Irving also had a game-winning shot over the Joker last night, which was can we play that, Malik? It was awesome. Kyrie Irving, I like him how shifty he is. Also, this is he's coming from the left side and shoots off his left hand, which he's not left-handed, but this shot is just fantastic. Actually, I think he is left-handed, but that's a great shot.
That's an incredible shot.
Especially over the Joker too.
And
I think he even got a little piece of that.
The only
too.
thing that bums me out, that was a great game, great shot. That game was awesome. The only thing that bums me out is the Mavericks have kind of underperformed this year. I don't know what their deal is. I don't know what's going on with them. Luka, I don't know, doesn't look too happy. What's your take on that, Manno? Why are the Mavericks underperforming this year?
Yeah, it's weird. I thought it would fit well. I thought when they grabbed Kyrie Irving a while back, it was going to be what they needed to kind of start ascending.
I thought it was
It seemed like two high ball control guys haven't figured out how to work their best together. I thought they'd figure it out. They haven't really done that. But look, they're still a dangerous team. I don't think anybody wants to see them if they end up finishing at the bottom of the playoff rankings and they get in at a 7 seed or a 6 seed or an 8 seed. You don't want to see those guys late because if Kyrie and Luka get hot for a week or two, they can upset you. I don't think anybody really wants to see them.
Well, especially the play-in tournament too.
Right, of course.
Especially. Okay, so the MVP is coming up too, or not coming up, but who's your likely MVP for the NBA this year? I got a couple guys. I'm curious what you think.
Well, I mean, I think the same guy as usual applies. I think Nikola Jokic is always going to be at the top of that. He's got Denver in the number 2 seed right now, and he's going to continue to do what he does for the next. He's another one whose game plays so well for longevity. I think he could do this for another 10 years because he's not faster than anybody.
Right.
He's not more explosive than anybody. He just makes the right play every single time.
Yeah, and also he's fun to watch too. He's very Larry Bird-esque, you know what I mean? Like throwing the ball behind his head, and I don't know. He's kind of a dynamic player. You like watching him, Ray? What do you think?
Yeah, I like him. I think he's very dynamic. Like I said, there's nothing really special. I feel like he
Right.
just plays the game to a T.
He's not fast.
He's just
It's like him, and I mean, I'm sorry. It's like him and Luka. They're not fast, but they can get separation off the guy, and they have I don't know. They can just shoot from anywhere. You know what I mean?
He's also a humble guy too. So
Totally.
a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy. He's also a really
that's
nice
the theme
guy.
of this episode.
Yeah.
Nice
He's a
guy.
nice guy.
They make everybody around them better. Like playing with
sure.
Nikola Jokic makes everybody else better. He draws a ton of attention every night. He's who they game
Doesn't
plan
hurt to have
for.
Jamal Murray too.
No, Jamal Murray's nasty, but I think he's made better by the fact that Nikola always draws a double, and then they get the ball out and he's a phenomenal passer for a big guy. One of the greatest passers for like a 7-footer I've ever seen. And yeah, I think, like I said, he doesn't have to worry about his athletic ability tailing off and his game kind of coming down, almost like a Derrick Rose or a Russell Westbrook guy whose athletic ability, once it starts to go, you start to go.
Right.
He doesn't care about that because he doesn't have to be athletic, and he's going to not be athletic for the rest of his career. He could probably do it for another decade if he feels like.
Yeah, the only knock on Joker is he's 13th in the NBA in points scored.
Yep.
So where he lacks with that, he makes up with splash plays and dynamic,
100%.
dynamic capabilities.
And then I think Shea Gilgeous-Alexander,
Yep.
right? Obviously, he's coming off strong. He's averaging a ton. I mean, he's averaging a ton of points a game. He's
Second
got
most in the league.
Yeah, him
He's
or
what?
Luka, right?
I
I
he
think
has the
Luka's
second most points,
34-4.
averaging second most in the league.
Yeah.
So Malik, would you say Alexander's your lead for MVP this year, or do you think Joker?
Right now, I'd say Shai Gilgeous-Alexander because he's second in points. He's carrying his team. Actually, I checked the stats. They are number one in the West right now.
Yeah, number one.
Are they really?
Like, with that, like if they continue that and take that to the postseason, he has to be a clear-cut winner for MVP.
And if you're talking about most valuable, what I try to think of a lot, and that's like a hard thing for people to define. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about that. I think most valuable, I think about if this guy wasn't on the floor, how far would this team drop? Like if Memphis is a 1 seed, if OKC's a 1 seed right now, and you take Shea out for a month and a half, how far do they drop? Versus if Denver's a 1 seed right now, you take Joker off, how far do they drop? That's how I gauge value on a guy.
Sure.
It's not best player,
Right?
Because then LeBron would have won 8 in a row. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But I'm saying, like, what do you think makes a guy the most valuable?
I think what makes him the most valuable is makes his teammates better. Because like the reason why Jordan was, I mean, it's Michael Jordan, but the reason why Jordan was so great is because he made dudes like Bill Cartwright good, Luke Longley good, Will Perdue good. Those guys were whack-ass white dudes that could barely shoot, but besides Bill
Shout out to the
Cartwright,
whack-ass white dudes.
Sure. There's nothing wrong with whack-ass white guys.
Don't forget
I'm one of them.
Scalabrini, all right? Come on.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think my pick for MVP this year would be definitely Luka or Alexander, or I'm sorry, Joker or Alexander for sure. Skipping on to baseball because baseball is heating up and it's coming up very fast. Spring training is well on its way, and I'm excited because I'm a diehard Cubs fan. And I don't know. Spring is just something that's it's just a new season of baseball, and I couldn't be more excited for it. Manno, who do you have? It's teams that you're looking forward to watching. I mean, there's obvious ones, but do you have any teams that you like at the gate, and do you have any sleepers that maybe?
Well, I think the teams that I think are going to be great are the teams everybody thinks are going to be great.
Sure.
Like you look at a team like the Dodgers, and it's the rich get richer. And these guys, they continue to find ways to improve that roster. They go out and get arguably
they got
most
everybody.
Coveted free agents. They get Shohei Ohtani. They get Yoshinobu Yamamoto. They get him to sign over here.
What a name.
And
Yeah.
you
Say
know
that
what?
again.
And they add them to Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts. Here's what I think out there. Now, Mookie Betts, they actually talked about. He's moving to shortstop this year.
Yeah, I saw
Hasn't
that.
played there since single A ball in 2013. What's so crazy about that is the culture they've bred. Where do you ever see a guy who's Mookie Betts a top 5 player in baseball, and if he's willing to say, I'm going to come out of the position that I've become a top 5 player in baseball and move somewhere else, like how unselfish can you be? And you add that to a guy like Ohtani, who was super unselfish in the way he structured his contract, and they're building a good culture over there, and that's huge, and that's why I think you're going to see them in there for a long time because these guys are buying into what they're doing, making unselfish team-first decisions, and they just keep loading up that roster.
From an ex-athlete standpoint, how hard is it to move a position and then still be confident in that position, Manno?
Well, look,
You know what I'm saying? Like that's not easy to go from third base to
100%.
shortstop.
Well, he's going
I'm
from the
sorry,
outfield.
outfield to shortstop.
So I always say it, man. Athlete's gonna athlete. He's an absurd athlete. Like there's videos of Mookie Betts going around where he's running one-on-ones in football, and he's competent. He sticks his foot in the ground. He makes guys spin. This guy's he's a phenomenal bowler. The thing with
Really?
yeah,
That's
like,
so
phenomenal.
random.
That's a
I
random
like that.
fact
The thing
right
with,
there.
but the
He
thing
can
is,
kite surf.
the thing about baseball
Kite surf.
is half of the game never changes. And it's like his hitting is hitting, and that guy can rake.
Yeah.
Now, he came up as a shortstop, so he has it in his DNA. But he's just a super athlete, man. You can put this guy anywhere on a field, and I'm convinced he could figure it out.
Yeah, the Shohei Ohtani also talking about guys that are MVPs and making your whole team a lot better is definitely the guy.
Yep.
It didn't pan out with the Angels, but I definitely think it's going to pan out for the Dodgers, who are also the favorites to win the World Series this year. Who else? The Braves look good too, and the Yankees are there as well.
Yeah, the Yankees the Yankees were expected to do a lot coming out of camp. They've run into some big injuries now. Defending Cy Young winner coming off the best year of his career, Garrett Cole, dodged a bullet. I think a lot of us thought he might have tore his ulnar collateral, his UCL, and was going to have to get Tommy John.
That's not fun.
Nah, man, that would have sucked. That would have been out for the year for him, and as their ace, they would have had to find a way to fill that, which is not easy to fill Garrett Cole's shoes. They sent him out to Dr. Neil Elatrach, if that name sounds familiar.
Never heard that name in my life.
That's Aaron Rodgers' Achilles guy.
Oh,
so
okay.
he was.
You knew that, right? Didn't you?
Yeah, of course.
Sent him out to
Elatrach.
LA. Sent him out to LA.
Alcatraz.
Got great news back. It's just going to be a month to 2 months. They're going to shut him down. No tear in the UCL. They expect him to be back in about 2 months, so that's promising. Aaron Judge has missed a bunch of spring training games in a row, which is huge. So if the Yankees figure out the health thing, they'll be there. If they don't, it's going to be a long season.
Yeah, I mean, don't sleep on the Rangers as well, who just won the World Series last year. But the Rangers have everybody coming back, and those guys are solid as hell. I mean, top to bottom, they are just stacked. Also, my sleeper team for I think to watch for in baseball this year is the Orioles. They had the best record in the American League in 2023. They added Corbin Burns, and they have a young stud named Jackson Holliday. And I don't know if you've seen this kid, but he is not a whack white guy. He is legit. This kid can rake. The kid he's incredible. He's an awesome athlete. So,
yeah, they're loaded, man. They came off a great year. They have another stud. Adley Rutschman's a good young player. And yeah, they come off winning the AL East last year. So
yeah,
100 wins last year.
Where's the best place to go watch a game? Ray, where's the best place to go watch a game for you?
Oh, Yankee Stadium.
Stop.
I mean,
really?
I mean, that's
The old one or the new one?
So I was at both. I went to both. My dad worked security for the Yankees as well. So I mean, it's kind of like a dynasty. You know, it's like a historic, stadium where you go in there, you're like, wow. You just look around, and it's just like you go in there, the energy's different. Of course, New York fans are always just amplifying
aggressive.
Oh yeah, no, forget about it. Yeah, they're
How's
insane.
Citi Field? Ever been to Citi Field?
No.
Have you been there, Manno?
I have
How
been
is
there.
it?
It's cool. It's got like an old kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
I'm a big tradition guy. There hasn't not a ton of tradition there.
Yeah.
Like that's why I like the old Yankee Stadium better.
Same, dude.
Yeah.
But I haven't been to a ton of stadiums, so you probably know better than me. You've been out to like Chavez.
Wrigley Field is my home. That's where I want to get married.
Wrigley's
I'm not even
cool.
kidding. I'm not even
You're
kidding.
going to propose on the field.
I'm not
that's
kidding.
something
I
you
want
would
to
do.
get married. I want to get married on the field at Wrigley Field, 110%. So, Miss Matthews, if you're out there, that's where we're going, baby.
I also
Malik,
like
where do you like to watch a game at?
kite skiing.
Where's your favorite place to watch a game?
Progressive Field in Cleveland, Ohio. Okay. I'm gonna say the Cleveland Guardians.
All right, that's our
Cleveland
show, ladies and
Indians, whatever you wanna call them. But yeah, right off Carnegie and I forgot the other street. But anyway,
Progressive Field.
yeah, right there in Cleveland.
Oh, you being for real?
Yeah,
No, I'm
dead
joking.
serious.
Hey, let me
I
ask you guys a question.
I don't root for any other team.
Do you guys like the more like vintage throwback
Yeah.
parks like Wrigley,
Yeah.
Fenway, Old Yankee Stadium, or you
Yeah.
prefer like those new jazzy ones like
Absolutely not.
really?
No.
Not at all.
You know what's a park that I think a lot of people underestimate is Pac Bell Park. Pac Bell Park's
That's
awesome.
what Padres?
Not Petco's great.
Is that where Padres
That's where
play?
Padres
Petco?
Petco, but I'm talking San Francisco. I forget the name of it off the top of my head. But that is an awesome stadium to
Yeah.
go watch a game because they hit the balls and it goes in the water. But it's just got a good vibe. It's right there by the wharf.
You know what's funny too? The Marlins. Have you guys been to the Marlins Stadium down here in Miami? You know,
It's
it's funny.
pretty interesting. It's like a dual conversion stadium.
It's actually
open
pretty
and
cool.
closes.
But also, what I found interesting, on the back, there's like hot tubs where people are in hot
Oh,
tubs
yeah.
watching
Yeah.
the game. I go,
Same in
that's such a
Jacksonville.
Miami thing.
The
What hell
Jaguars
is
have that.
Yeah, the experience at a lot of these places
what is
is
that?
huge
So
now.
random.
You see places like even like if we take it over to basketball, they have a barber shop where the Atlanta Hawks
Yeah.
play. Like the experience
that.
is big for a lot of people. I think it
I can
kind
see
of
that.
it's
Yeah,
like a matter
I
of what you like. Like if you like a place
Yeah,
where
look
the
at-
fans are invested and
People are in pools.
paying attention, you don't like stuff like that.
I don't know.
But
If I'm going to a baseball game, I'm not
Right.
bringing my swim trunks.
And
You know
I
what I'm
kind of
saying?
like you know what I
mean-
loved about the old Yankee Stadium versus the new one is the fans that were like at the games were actually fans. When they changed over to the new one, like businesses bought up the bottom bowl, so now they're like empty a lot, and you see the back of people's heads because they're not paying attention to the games a lot.
Right.
So it's like if you like the atmosphere of coming and the team and the fans being invested, you probably like places that aren't really like gimmicky like that. You know?
I don't know, man. I mean, my experiences of being at Wrigley Field is just the best. Oh, Malik, can you pull up
that's-
Las Vegas? Las Vegas
fans
now.
are so passionate in New York,
the A's
too.
are going to Vegas.
Yeah, that one looks sick.
Pull up this stadium. This stadium looks incredible, and I don't know how they're going to do it because it's 145 degrees in the desert in the summertime. But I don't know if it's open. It looks open. But it's a beautiful park, and it's super state of the art. It's right across the street from the MGM. They're going to get rid of the Tropicana, which is sad because that's where the Laugh Factory is, and that's my home. I've cut my teeth there. But yeah, it looks incredible. Look at this new stadium.
It looks like it has coverage on the field, though, right? Even though it's open on both sides, doesn't the field look like it's covered from the sun?
I guess. I don't know. It just looks hot. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that scoreboard that they have is like a crazy
Sick.
Jumbotron type scoreboard. And yeah, it's really cool.
It almost looks like the sphere
it goes
they have,
all the way
too.
around. Yeah, it totally looks like the sphere.
And then I think Atlanta's supposed to be building a new one, or they're in a new one that's supposed to be really cool.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that exactly, but I think they have a new one coming that's supposed to be pretty state of the art.
Look at us talking stadiums.
Yeah, right?
We're just tuning in. They're like, what are they talking stadiums? With that said, let's move on to the good, the bad, and do we care? My good is Tyson and Hasbulla. And I think this is an older video. Am I saying it right? Hasbulla, right?
Hasbulla.
Hasbulla,
It
whatever.
doesn't matter. It's hilarious.
I say
Like-
Hasbulla.
Yeah,
I think one of them is a terrorist.
you can just say that small guy. I don't
one of
know.
You
He's
know
a
what, though? I
terrorist
saw this video and I
organization.
felt bad for the guy because Tyson
Would you
thinks
say he's a
it's a little
terrorist?
kid.
Hezbollah.
He's a terrorist?
Mike Tyson, and how do you say it?
Hasbulla, I think.
Hasbulla, yeah. What is that, Hungarian? What is that? Does
I
anybody
think
know?
he's Russian.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it
like
Russian?
some form
I
of
think so.
Dagestan.
Same thing, right? Same
Yeah.
thing. Can you play the clip? I don't know if I feel bad for him or I think this is cute. I don't know where
This-
I'm at with this. Come on, dude.
Yeah, also Hasbulla.
Yes, I know.
He said, I don't know
Also,
if I think
Has-
this is cute.
Hasbulla is like a 32-year-old
I
man.
was just saying,
Just
it's
FYI.
It's
He
cute
has a
till you.
disease.
It's cute till you realize that guy's the same age as us.
Look at
Yeah,
his face.
exactly.
Don't
Don't kiss
He's
me.
like, oh.
Do you think Hasbulla gets any?
Mike Tyson
do you
has
think he
no
gets any-
idea that this is a 32-year-old
yeah.
man.
You know where I'm going with this, don't you, Malik?
Oh, boy.
You know where I'm going with this. Do you think?
Oh boy, you got to say it now.
Do you think he gets any ass? I'm just curious. Do you think he could do, like, who's he hooking up with?
I think Vern
He's
Troyer
famous enough to get some
Didn't
ass.
Vern Troyer used to get girls like the mini me?
Vern
If Vern
Troyer.
Troyer got
Yeah,
girls,
he used to party with. Yeah, he used to party.
So
in the
why
hills.
wouldn't Hasbulla? He's
I
a
don't know.
celebrity in Russia.
I assume he gets some action.
He has
with
8
me.
million followers. I'm
Yeah.
sure he's getting paid off of his followership
Someone-
as well.
someone's
I'm
being
sure
like-
he's pulling.
He's Hezbollah.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, man. The
8.3.
Hezbollah vortex got me. Like I watch,
Yeah.
I watch Hezbollah stuff for whatever reason. I don't know
sure.
why, but if I see it, I stop and watch it.
There's always memes with him, like, I don't know, his face where he's just, like, horrified or he's punching somebody.
And he makes
There's
the-
always something.
And he makes the baddest dudes like soften up. Like Khabib gets so jacked up to see him. You see
He
what
goes
Mike
to the
Tyson
UFC fights
does.
all the time. Yeah, there he is with Khabib. He's in the
Yeah.
cage. The UFC and Dana White promoted him, too. They were like, oh, we got Hasbulla off in the
He's
crowd.
in the video
No
game, isn't he?
voice.
He could be. I mean,
He's
that's
really
fucking
32 years
ridiculous if he
old.
is.
He's
There's
only
no
21.
way.
Yeah,
He's only
32.
21. I looked it up.
He's not
Okay.
32 years
He's
old.
He's 21.
Yeah.
Still, come on, guys.
Man,
Still, he's a grown man.
I don't know if that's a good gig or a bad gig, but I mean, good for him.
It's
He's
a good
cutie pie.
gig. Like he chose to
cutie.
be this
I mean-
Brady. It's a
I
good
mean,
gig.
I don't
What
know.
the hell, man?
Maybe bad choice of words. Maybe bad
Hey, he
choice of
chose to be like this. Yeah, he's doing all right, I guess.
We'd love to have you on the show.
What the hell?
We'd love to have you on the show, for sure. All right, I'm done talking. Chris, what do you have?
All right, my good goes in a completely different direction. I got Andrew Tolles. So Andrew Tolles signed another contract this year. If you know the story of Andrew Tolles, he hasn't played for the Dodgers since 2018. Yet he left with mental health and bipolar disorder.
He looks familiar.
Yet they continue to pay him a $0 salary every year simply so he has access to mental health benefits and insurance.
That's cool.
So good on the Dodgers who continue. Again, we speak about their good culture over there. Guy hasn't played for them in 6 years, probably will never play again. And they continue to, pay for that for him to kind of make sure he's getting the help that he needs. So shout out to the Dodgers.
Did you say good culture with the Dodgers? Did you say that? You said that, right?
Well, I mean, we just talked about how they got unselfish players willing to take
True.
team-friendly deals and stuff.
That's true. Didn't they have drag queens dancing in the center field?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not in the clubhouse, though.
Yeah, you
Hasn't
never
hurt
know.
them on the field.
What happens in the clubhouse stays in the clubhouse.
Well, no, actually, it doesn't. It goes to center field. Ray, what do you have for your good?
So over the weekend, we had your good friend Donald Trump.
My guy.
Yeah, your guy. And
Just lost 15 followers.
yeah, he competed in the club championship and the senior club championship and won both at the Trump International. So
At
meanwhile,
his own
at his
his
own
own course?
event, he
Hey,
won.
Did he win like Putin wins?
Look at this.
Or did he actually win?
He's swinging it. Look at that. He's getting some airtime on
Yeah,
that.
he golfs. I'm not kidding. He golfs when he's not out campaigning. He is literally on the golf course every day.
At least he's not falling down a flight of steps.
You know what's hilarious about
or
Trump?
up a flight of steps.
Yeah,
When we
or
saw
up a flight of
when we
steps,
saw
either or.
When I was there at Trump International, when he was sitting there, he just grabbed like 15 hats
He's in
and
a good swing.
started signing them, and then he would just walk around to tables and just giving them out to people.
Hey, Malik, can I ask you a
That's
question?
awesome.
Can you pull up a quick clip? There's one of the top golfers in the world, I don't remember who it was, said he went out golfing with Trump. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe he wasn't. And he said Trump stuck a ball within like 2 feet of the thing, and he said, that was a great shot. And he said, real clutch. And he goes, don't you want your president to be clutch? Like, says this
Yeah.
real
Love
cool,
that.
He's
real
ice.
cool.
I love
thing.
that.
I don't know if you can pull up. Don't you
Trump's-
want your president to be clutch? But it was such a
Trump's the
gangster
type of guy to
statement.
hit a hole in one and just give everyone a head nod.
Yeah,
You know,
such a
not
gangster
brag about
statement.
it. Yeah, just walk away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
if we don't have it, we don't have it. No big deal.
Trump's. I mean, the guys. You know how I feel about it. All right, let's go on. Moving on to our bad. This one was kind of crazy because I watched this the other day. I watched a lot of stuff on the New England Patriots and just doing notes for the show. But I saw this about Aaron Hernandez, and it kind of gave me goosebumps. It's a long video, but I wanted your take on this, Manno. Is this something that people manifest? This stuff happens. I think we know what happened to Aaron Hernandez. A lot of bad things.
What did happen? Brady?
He's
All
not
right.
with us anymore.
Okay.
Yep. But I thought this was interesting. Can you play that clip, pretty please? Audio.
I was just did you make from when you got cut to when you went to Minnesota?
Oh man, you gotta get your stuff together, man. You gotta stop lying to yourself. I stopped smoking that dope, stopped doing all the things I was doing, and I started getting my body in shape, and I started being able to run all day. I told my old friends, don't call me. Now this should be right now the fork in the road for a lot of y'all, man, to get y'all stuff together
you seen
before
this,
you
Chris?
get caught. Because you're gonna get caught.
I haven't. No.
You're gonna get caught.
How creepy is that?
And now with another selection, 113 overall, they go Aaron Hernandez.
Anyways, you stop. Malik. It's a long video. I mean, the
guy.
guy was awesome in college. He was awesome in the pros. But I said, the problem with Aaron Hernandez is the problems didn't start in college. It started when he was growing up with him and his brother and stuff with his dad, which is nuts. If you really dive into it, it's not good. But with that said, I don't know. Do you think that in terms of like manifestation and stuff like that, you know, what did you think of that video? What was your take from that?
I think it's cool that Chris Carter, a legend who's been through some crap of
he's
his
been
own,
through some stuff.
You know what I mean? It shows you the guys who take advice and listen well to the guys who've come before them. They tend to find themselves in better position. I don't think that's coincidence. I think you make good decisions, good stuff happens. And obviously, Aaron Hernandez had a history of bad decisions. Didn't listen when the OGs told him, listen, man, maybe you need to steer clear of this. You got a good thing going here.
Yeah.
That's kind of the downfall of a lot of pro athletes, right? You can't leave your old life when you become a success. We saw it with Pac-Man Jones. We saw it with Michael Vick.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. Belichick loved Aaron Hernandez, too. I guess Aaron Hernandez could just do whatever the F he wanted during practice, and Bill thought it was hilarious.
Just don't kill me.
Yeah, just don't shoot, guys, and you can stick around. Chris, what do you have for your bad?
So my the bad, I have the GOAT, the greatest of all time, MJ, talking about today's players and why he can't coach, and he's right. I kind of agree. And Malik, we have a clip. It's Michael Jordan talking about why he would never get into coaching with today's players.
Interesting. Yeah, because they're all about the bling.
I have no patience for coaching. You know, my biggest problem from a competitive standpoint is the focus of today's athlete and the focus of where I saw the game, how I pursued the game. It changes and it's totally different. So to me, for me to ask an individual to focus on the game the way I played the game, in some ways would be
Yeah, Malik, I think that's good right there.
unfair
But I
for
guess
that.
the gist behind it is a guy like Michael Jordan, who is kind of widely considered the greatest player to ever play. Some people think of all sports. He was still plugged in. He's still very invested in the game through his clothing line. He's owned a team where he wasn't a great exec, but he was always there with the players. And if he sees the day-to-day and how these guys prepare and how they compete, he's not impressed to the point where he's like, nah, I kind of want nothing to do with coaching because of how these guys do it
Well,
today.
I think also, too, in the NBA, it's not about so much about winning anymore. Everything is all about the gram. It's all about Snapchat. I mean, dudes are just more occupied with their personal brand than they are with the, I think, team development.
game.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Which is sad because I love the NBA and I love basketball, but
completely
that's
agree.
just where we're at.
Right.
So, you know. Anyways, Ray, what do you have for your bed?
Over the weekend, there was a soccer event in Turkey, I believe. And,
Watching that turkey soccer,
I was
huh?
watching Turkey soccer over the weekend.
Wow, bro.
And,
I know it was a light
like,
weekend for sports, but
yeah.
Ray over here is watching
There's
Turkey basketball.
Nothing happened. I was like, let's
Turkey
tune in to see
soccer.
what's happening in Turkey. And I was
Yeah.
watching this game.
Was Hasbulla
and,
there?
Yeah, he was there. He was in the stands.
Nice.
And a legitimate MMA fight broke out, and people storming the field. The coaches, the players are all just fist fighting each
I'm here
other.
for it. I'm here
so
for it. Look at
I
this.
like it. I like it. Ready? Look at this. Everyone just storming. A couple fights. The
Yo,
refs going at
that's
it.
the coach punching
Watch-
the player?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Look, storming. Yeah, getting into it. The players are throwing some shots.
Get it.
Looking good. Look at boom.
Good.
Some
You know
cheap
what,
shots.
dude? Soccer
Ready?
needs more of this.
We need more of that.
100%. I would watch soccer if guys were literally
And you know
throwing
what? You don't
fists.
see anyone taking a dive here, too. They're taking some shots and they're standing up. So I don't want to see any shoulder touches and somebody dropping to the floor like they had a heart attack.
I love that, Ray.
Look at this nice spinning wheel kick. Look at that. Come on.
Whoa, dude.
Come on. Dana White Contender Series. Look at these guys.
He just
Come
went
on.
straight Van Damme, dude.
So this is why I watch soccer in Turkey. you
Yeah.
know?
Well, I love that you have your finger on the pulse, all things soccer Turkey.
Yeah.
That's good.
Only.
Ray's our MMA guy, but if you want soccer in Turkey,
there's
Because it also relates to MMA.
If there's a fight, Ray will find it.
yeah, for sure. Speaking of weird situations, I saw this over the weekend in the NBA. Dudes are jersey swapping, and usually it's a fun thing. It's a lighthearted thing. They do it in football all the time, but this is one jersey
More of a
swap.
dark side.
I don't know if it was on purpose. I don't know what they're going for.
Yeah,
I think we know what they're going for, but
You know exactly what they're going for.
I think the picture speaks for itself, and yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
They knew exactly what they were
And
doing.
if
Look
you
at this
watch
dude
the
smile.
clip, they were in different spots at first, and they made sure to switch perfectly.
It's also 0-1m, too.
Look at his face. Look at their grins on their face, dude. And you know they called the night before. It was like, "You sure you want to do this?" He's like, 100%.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
knew what was going
These
on.
kids are still like 19 and 20 years old, so this is
Dude.
age appropriate for them.
How fun. That's fun.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Good times.
You know,
Nice guys.
That's lighthearted
Nice
fun.
guys.
And by the way, the person that was taking the picture is probably like, "No, all right, I guess."
I bet they were taking it going, oh, how nice. Oh, wait.
And you can't say anything if you're like the TV thing. Did you hear the announcer completely ignore it? Like,
Of course.
you can't say anything.
You
gotta
can't
pretend
say
like I don't see
You can't say
it.
black dick.
It was hilarious.
I mean, I just did, but you can't say it on TV, I guess.
No, you're just saying their last names, Brady. It's different.
That's right. That's right.
Correct.
That's exactly what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like that, isn't that? Did you see the story of that like kid who's like a football basketball player who's got like a crazy last name?
We talked about it.
Yes, we did. And it's like people are so hesitant to
Yeah.
say the kid's name.
It's K.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
would be
It's
too.
K.
You're
and
talking about
then
Noah, right?
It's K. And
Yes,
then,
Noah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
we all know his name.
Yeah.
We all know his
Avoid
name.
the last name.
That's a tough last name.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you can catch him at a
Do
Do you
local
change
barbecue,
your last
you know?
name if it's that last name? I think you kind of might want to check it out.
Well, he's getting some shine off it now. Like I would have never looked at his highlight
Yeah,
film
I'm
until
not
his
going to
name
say
came
it.
out.
I'm not going to say it.
Malik
but
typed it out.
He's
Malik
actually a
pulls it up.
pretty
Thanks, Malik.
good prospect. Like he's getting recruited from all these schools.
No, the kid's
right,
an
it
awesome
blew him
athlete.
up. Yeah, it completely blew him up. So good
dual
for him.
sport athlete as well.
Malik, how would you pronounce that name?
Yeah, how would you
Kaniga?
pronounce it, Malik?
And I think it's Noah Kaniga.
I think they say. I think they.
Just the way you said it, though, is
that's
really
great.
funny, actually. Oh, that's funny. We're having some fun. All right. Chris, what do you have?
My do we care is Tyreek Hill in the news again for something bad. Now, how long do we allow certain players' behaviors to be like they are just because they can play? Like, do we care anymore how well he plays?
The guy runs a 4.240. He can do whatever the
Put a
heck he wants.
cigar
I
out in
feel
his
like as long as
fiance's
he
face.
stays out of jail, he should be fine, right?
Yeah.
He's-
As long as he stays out of jail, long as he's not
Stay out of
hurting
jail,
anybody.
pay your baby
Really?
mamas.
Yeah, he's good.
That's it.
He
We're
should be
good
good.
with that, huh?
Sure.
Interesting.
Yep. If he's scoring touchdowns, I'm okay with it.
Well, I know
it's
teams
Miami,
are going
it's
to be
different.
okay with it, but
No, I'm just joking. Obviously, that's not good. But
Right.
what do we have a clip? Do you have a clip?
well, it's no, I don't have a clip of what he did, but he's rumored to have put a cigar out in his fiance's face.
Oh.
So
You should have said that.
I did
Yeah.
say that. You
Did
were
you say
talking
that?
louder than me. Yeah, it's all good.
Oh, that's so much.
But
for you
yeah,
talking
that's
over each
what
other.
that's what I
We
heard.
said we don't
but
care.
It's been that's what I'm saying. Like, at what point do we have to be like, dude, this guy's really, really good, and he's out of jail, but
You sounded like some AB a little bit, huh? He's
Yeah,
hanging around AB down.
that is very AB
Like-
behavior, if
Yeah.
you will.
Yeah.
It's no good.
Not
What do you
great,
have,
no.
Ray?
No
Let's
bueno.
take us home, Ray. Take us home.
Over the weekend, too, we had Tom Aspinall and John Jones were at an event. Of course, there was a lot of chirping back and forth between them. Tom Aspinall is the interim heavyweight champion of the world, and John Jones, of course, is the heavyweight champion of the world. And they did Tom Aspinall went over to John Jones and kind of did a little friendly introduction to him, and John Jones wasn't having any of it.
Let's
And
see
yeah, it's an interesting little intro. John Jones pulls Tom. He goes to do a reach. He goes to grab John Jones by the shoulder. John Jones pulls his arm off and just keeps it very cordial and go, "Yeah, good to meet you too." Good. In other words, completely dismissing him from this.
This guy looks like he's
We can't do sound audio for it.
no. It's MMA. If anything.
Fair enough. So.
But you're absolutely right. Let me ask your opinion on this. Does this not change like the dynamic when this fight happens? Like he completely, like,
yep.
how do you go into that fight confident if you're Aspinall? He didn't even acknowledge you as like a competitor.
Nope.
Like,
No,
he looked at
completely-
him like you don't belong on the same stage as
Yep.
me, man.
Ready? Here you go. He sees him coming up. He goes, can we take a picture? Sure. A little face-off. He says no to the face-off. So
cliffhanger.
Oh yeah.
So in the beginning as well, he also went to go grab Jones. And
And like
Jones
it was like a friendly gesture though. Like he wasn't putting his hand there
Yeah,
to be like combative.
that didn't look bad.
So here's the reason why I agree with John Jones in this scenario. You have the greatest of all time. You have an up-and-comer in Tom Aspinall. Aspinall's been talking a lot in terms of getting the fight that he deserves to fight John Jones. John Jones is at the point of his career right now where he is the best and has proved himself for over a decade now. Of course, he has his hiccups, maybe, but he's still the greatest of all time. He gets to choose and pick. He doesn't want people calling him out. John Jones wants to pick who he wants to fight next. Now, in terms of Aspinall, I do believe there's a possibility that that fight can happen, but John Jones is a living legend, if not the greatest of all time. He will pick where he wants to go next.
And I should know this. Is Aspinall got the belt right now?
Interim belt.
So then why wouldn't Jones want that fight to get his belt back, right?
Seems like to make the sense.
No, it's interim. So interim means you're right below. You're not the heavyweight champion.
Right, but there's no champ right now, right?
No, John Jones is the champ.
How could there be a champ and an interim champ? I thought interim champ, they vacate the belt and give it to somebody to hold.
No, it's usually they do that when there's a tie-up in the division. So usually if somebody has an injury, John Jones tore his pec, which is why he's out, which is, in other words, let's keep the division moving. I don't know if honestly, it's a whole nother discussion another time where we talk about interim champs. But.
So Jones comes back and Aspinall hands his belt over? He's no longer interim champ?
No. So technically what you do is fight the interim with the champ.
So okay.
But right now, Jones is the greatest of all time. He's going to stay the greatest. He'll pick and choose.
Fantastic. Thank you, Ray, for that. Appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's been our show. Chris Manno, do you have any parting words for the people at home?
Nah, same as usual. Check me out on Instagram, please. VT merch and Manek. Let's do it.
Raymond?
Yeah, you can follow me at Ray Sherwood 1. I'll be there or possibly touring with my shirt. So, yeah.
I like that. Malik, do you have anything for the people at home?
Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can find me on Instagram at It's Me Malik. And also, if you want this hat, this cool hat that I'm wearing right here.
Looks good on you, big guy.
Go to
looks that good on
VTmerch.com like Chris said. Don't miss out. We got some cool stuff on there.
Well, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, that's been our show. I've been your host, Brady Matthews. Please go to our link, go to Valuetainment Sports, click on the Mouthpiece, subscribe, check out our reels. Manno's doing a lot of stuff with his reels. Ray's breaking down MMA stuff. Malik is talking about his girlfriend. A lot of good stuff. I'm just joking. He's not. But please, check us out, and we will see you guys on Friday.